Luka Doncic, after a year of missing the playoffs last year, got called every name in the book. Was called a losing player, a year removed from a WCF appearance.
Despite the loss, man.
Despite the lost man was the nickname that they coined him.
Great nickname.
There you go.
Because he had great numbers, but the Mavericks would lose, right? Some games.
Yep.
Because obviously you have to win to get the 5th seed, right?
For sure.
Arguably had the best individual season of any player in the league this year.
Agreed.
I think it's up there. It's Jokic or him.
Agreed.
That's it. And I think I would favor Luka. Individually, he had the better season. You make it back to the WCF with a brand new team, second time in 3 seasons, beating the number 1 seed both times to get there. He never got recognized for how great of a player he is on a consistent basis because I think for some reason there's this vendetta against European and overseas player from former NBA players. They say, he can't play defense, right? Yet the Mavericks down the stretch of the season are one of the best defenses in the NBA. They're in the conference finals because their defense has been so great, and Luka has been a part of it. There have been multiple games in these playoffs where he has played great defense and on top-end stars at that. All these narratives, I think, were stupid around him, and the fact that he's back in the conference finals when they said he couldn't play with another star, yet his usage just went down with Kyrie, and Kyrie has had his best career season since when? We're talking Cleveland days.
For sure.
This is how good of a season Kyrie is having. Kyrie is in the conference finals for the first time since he played with who? LeBron James. He's not playing with Luka Doncic. And all Kyrie has said is praise Luka for the player and the leader that he is. I'm also very happy for Kyrie Irving because I was very critical of him when he went to Dallas and when he requested a trade from Brooklyn, and he's done nothing but be the model teammate and the ultimate leader with Dallas and is the biggest reason from a mental standpoint this team is so resilient. This team is a special team, and Luka Doncic showcased this year, in a matter of a year, that all those statements they've said about him were incorrect, even over the course of this season. They have no validity. Tim Hardaway Sr. came out and said that his teammates are filled with joy when he subs out the game because they get to have the ball. Do people not understand that Luka Doncic is one of the best playmakers in NBA history? This isn't a guy who is averaging 30 and averaging 2 assists per game. He's one of the best playmakers in the league. His teammates get open shots. We see that with PJ right now, Derrick Jones Jr. right now, because of what he brings.
Including Tim Hardaway. He just doesn't hit his shots.
So to act like, oh, we finally get the ball when he's out the game, I think it's just something to critique him as a player when we overlook so many things that he does great on the court. And being back in the conference finals, I feel like that's the ultimate slap in the face for everybody doubting him.
He's a quarter of the way to Tatum.
That's also true, but he's very early in his career. He has so much time to accomplish a lot, but a lot of the noise won't be removed off Luka until he delivers a championship. Yeah. Because we all look at Luka and understand the potential that he has. He can be an all-time great. Honestly, he could retire tomorrow. We're talking about an all-time great player, an all-time start to a career. He has honestly been that dominant of a player, but with dominance also, you have to have championships.
Expectations.
And also with dominance, I'm with you. There is expectation. So you need that championship until you get that championship, similar to a Harden, who I feel like is comped to Luka Doncic all the time. And as a player, honestly, I think Luka is more talented. As crazy as that is to say, he's just more talented than James Harden, in my opinion. James Harden got so much slack for not being able to get over that hurdle and not deliver a championship to Houston, or when he was in Brooklyn, although that tenure is a little bit unfair because he was banged up. But he's gotten so much criticism because he has been able to deliver a championship, and he has been at the heights of more than Luka. He does have an MVP, obviously, is a part of one of the better teams that doesn't have a championship in the Houston Rockets. But with no championship, Harden's career kind of gets torn down, even though we understand he's an all-time great. I don't want that to be the same thing for Luka Doncic, but until you deliver that championship, he's going to have so many critics.
Yeah, absolutely. WCF appearance is great. 2 in 3 years is impressive. Last year, got injuries. You had the Kyrie trade midseason, and shout out to Kyrie, too, because obviously, wouldn't say he's one of my favorite players, being a Boston Celtic fan, but the way he's been able to turn around kind of his standing in the NBA, he had a lot of issues in Brooklyn, a lot of off-the-court issues, that stems from a lot of different areas that he believes in his life, and he's entitled to believe what he wants to believe in. But it's not really what he did in the past. It's what he's doing in Dallas now that I think, number one, Dallas showed faith in him by giving him that extension, giving him that money when there was reports saying, like, what team on the open market would really want Kyrie Irving? It's the Lakers and the Mavericks. There's really not a lot of competition. So I think, number one, it was the Mavericks showing their trust in Kyrie, and this is how Kyrie's repaid him, where he's been professional, he's been able to step up, he's been willing to do really whatever it takes, playing off ball with Luka Doncic, not having any sort of diva moments. He understands that, he's 33 years old. Like, if he wants to win a championship, it's got to happen now. Like, I don't got 5 years ahead of me like I was playing with LeBron in my early and mid-20s where the world was in front of me. I won the best players in the world. I'm in the WCF now. Like, this is my time to do it. So, shout out to Kyrie, and I'm not going to just slight Luka. 2 WCFs in 3 years is impressive, especially teams that people did not believe in that would get here. Like, it's not like you guys are some overwhelming favorites. It's not like you guys like Celtics in the East where it's they're fucking minus 1,000 for every damn series. This was an impressive feat, but you're also looked at as a top 3 player. So at the end of the year, if I'm like, well, Luka made a WCF, I'm like, I'm kind of expecting that, bro. Like, you're one of the best players in the world. I'm expecting that from SG. I'm expecting that from Jokic. I'm expecting that from Luka. Like, Edwards, if you're one of these top players in the league, my expectations is you should be making deep playoff runs almost every single season. And yeah, you're going to go up against some of the best top players in the world, and it's going to run into Jokic. Luka's going to run into SGA, like, especially in the West when damn near fucking 70, 80% of the top 10 players are out there. You're going to run into these dudes, but that's how we stack you up. Like, how are you doing these high leverage situations? Right now, Luka's over SGA, which I think everyone had. Now he's got another moment that, although he's over Ant Edwards, you beat this Minnesota team. Now you go into the finals and you have a potential matchup with the Boston Celtics. You could legitimately cement yourself as arguably the best player in the world if you're able to finish this off.
No, it would be an all-time run. How would you feel as a Celtics fan if Kyrie Irving were to beat you for a ring?
I would think more Luka Tatum than Kyrie, honestly.
Oh, yeah? The Kyrie stuff is done now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have, like, that much hatred for Kyrie anymore, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't feel that way.
2 seasons. Yeah. That's all you got. 2 seasons.
I wasn't,
Does it sting that he left the way that he did? Sure.
The fact we were able to bounce back.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, if he would have left us and we were just ass, you know what I mean? That'd be tight.
Y'all went to the finals post Kyrie Irving. Yeah, it's all right.
We had more success without him than with him. No
agreed.
But that's a sneaky storyline. A Kyrie Irving going on the road and facing
You got Porzingis
Boston
against Dallas as well.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
That's interesting, too.
Yeah, that'd be tough. I feel like Kyrie low-key had averaged 35 in that series.
He struggled in Boston.
No, I think
he's winless since he's come back to us, or like when he's played in Boston.
What it hasn't been good. Boston?
Nah, he wouldn't average 35.
Okay,
that'd be a tough series for him.
No, it would be.
Because that last time he matched up in the playoffs versus Boston, he was not good.
No, in the regular season, too, you guys obliterated them when you guys matched up.
Yeah, we won one double digits. The other one was like 9, but we were up big and they made it come back in the 4th. But yeah, because we were talking about that the other day about Derrick Jones. So he's gonna lock up Tatum.
That's crazy.
I had a tweet from 2020 where I said Derrick Jones Jr. could guard Tatum.
2020 is so crazy.
I was just thinking about Derrick Jones Jr. and Tatum. Yo, he could lock him up. I'm not gonna lie.
What team was Derrick Jones on in 2020?
Probably the Heat.
The Heat, I think it was. Yeah. No, Derrick Jones Jr. It fascinates me. I don't know why he hasn't gotten minutes, but whenever he's played, he's impressed me. Yeah. Especially when he was with Miami. I thought that he was going to make a name for himself.
He made himself
there.
A lot of money this year. A lot of money.
No, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah,
so he was with the Heat, and he averaged 9 points. Then he went to Portland, and next year he averaged 7.
How many minutes was he getting?
He got 23 minutes a game with Miami, and he got 23 with Portland. Okay. Yeah, then he's been in Chicago, and then he was just with Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, these are role players. When you're put in positions to win, when you're put in positions to play your role and not asked to do more than you're capable of, this is the type of stuff that you could do where Derrick Jones is like, I'm going to lock in defensively. I think a lot of what Malik Beasley wanted to do was like, I'm going to be a three-point shooter, and I'm going to be the best perimeter defender on this team. Derrick Jones is just actually doing that. No disrespect to Malik Beasley, but that's kind of the same intention that I think these role players on teams where you already have 2 stars should be.
Yeah, and the most important thing is that he's shooting a career high from 3 this year. And that's been his Achilles heel. That's why he's not really able to get on the court because he can't really shoot. But you get the looks that Luka generates for you.
Lights out.
Yeah, 7 for 10.
Yeah,
6, right?
He is lace out in his own right, but the amount of space he's getting is also pretty wild.
Yeah, PJ Washington too. I mean, it's open corner 3, damn near every possession if you want it.
But the fact that Dagnout never adjusted and always kept that same mentality of blitzing Luka, blitzing Kyrie, that's kind of one thing. If I'm OKC, I'm looking back and think, should I have adjusted there? Because I know that when we talk about Minnesota and we talk about Dallas in that Western Conference Finals matchup, I'm probably, that's one of the main points that I want to talk about, truthfully, is the defensive looks that these two are going to generate.